Saul act foolishly, disobeying God? What kind of heart was God looking for in a national leader? What kind of heart do we have? Let's begin in 1 Samuel 13. How old was Saul when he began to rule, and how long was he king? Saul was 30 years old when he became king, and he reigned for 42 years. Saul selected 3,000 special troops from the army of Israel and sent the rest of the men home. He took 2,000 of the chosen men with him to Michmash and the hill country of Bethel. The other 1,000 went with Saul's son, Jonathan, to Gibeah in the land of Benjamin. Did Jonathan attack the Philistines? And did Saul take the credit? Jonathan struck the garrison of the Philistines that was in Gibeah, and the Philistines heard of it. Saul blew the trumpet throughout all the land, saying, "Let the Hebrews hear." All Israel heard that Saul had struck the garrison of the Philistines, and also that Israel was considered an abomination for the Philistines. The people were gathered together after Saul to Gilgal. While the Philistines assembled for battle against Israel, did Saul wait anxiously for Samuel to come? The Philistines also were gathered to fight against Israel. They brought 30,000 chariots with them, 6,000 cavalry, and as many soldiers as there is sand on the seashore to fight Israel. They marched up and camped at Michmash, east of Beth-aven. When the Israelites saw that they were in trouble and that their troops were threatened, they hid in caves, in thickets, among rocks, in tunnels, and in cisterns. Some Hebrews even crossed the Jordan River, going into the land of Gad and Gilead. Saul stayed at Gilgal, and the troops followed him anxiously. He waited 7 days, the time appointed by Samuel. But Samuel didn't come to Gilgal, and his troops began to desert. Did Saul take matters into his own hands rather than wait for Samuel? Finally, Saul commanded, "Bring me some animals, so we can offer sacrifices to please the Lord and ask for his help." Saul killed one of the animals, and just as he placed it on the altar, Samuel arrived. Saul went out to welcome him. "What have you done?" Samuel asked. Saul answered, "My soldiers were leaving in all directions, and you didn't come when you were supposed to. The Philistines were gathering at Michmash, and I was worried that they would attack me here at Gilgal. I hadn't offered a sacrifice to ask for the Lord's help, so I forced myself to offer a sacrifice on the altar fire." Did Saul disobey God? Would his reign come to an end? What character trait did God want? And Samuel said to Saul, "You've done foolishly. You've not kept the command of the Lord your God, with which he commanded you. For then the Lord would have established your kingdom over Israel forever. But now your kingdom shall not continue. The Lord has sought out a man after his own heart, and the Lord has commanded him to be prince over his people. Because you've not kept what the Lord commanded you." And Samuel arose and went up from Gilgal. The rest of the people went up after Saul to meet the army. They went up from Gilgal to Gibeah of Benjamin. And Saul numbered the people who were present with him, about 600 men. Did the Philistines send out raiding parties to attack Israel? Saul, his son Jonathan, and the troops who were with them were staying in Gibeah of Benjamin, and the Philistines were camped at Michmash. Raiding parties went out from the Philistine camp in 3 divisions. One division headed toward the Ophrah road, leading to the land of Shual. The next division headed toward the Beth-horon road, and the last division headed down the border road that looks out over the valley of Zeboim toward the wilderness. Did the Philistines lock up technology that Israel needed in battle? No blacksmith could be found in all the land of Israel, because the Philistines thought, "This'll keep the Hebrews from making swords or spears." Everyone in Israel would have to go to the Philistines, so each person could sharpen his plow, his mattock, his axe, and his sickle. The charge was 1 pin for plows, mattocks, 3-pronged forks, and axes, or for setting the goads. On the day of battle, none of the people who were with Saul and Jonathan were armed with swords or spears, but Saul and his son Jonathan did have them. Now a garrison of the Philistines had gone out to the pass of Michmash. What kind of heart do we have? Are our motives pure or tainted? Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Does true freedom begin in legislating human law, or does it begin in the heart? But thanks be to God, that though you were slaves of sin, you obeyed from the heart that pattern of teaching to which you were given over. And having been freed from sin, you became slaves of righteousness. Did Saul act foolishly, disobeying God? What kind of heart was God looking for in a national leader? What kind of heart do we have? You decide.